Hey, you. Or you. You in the corner. You're not subscribed to Dallas Mavericks today. Hit that subscribe button. Harrison, Graham, Jeffrey Cooperstein bringing you videos all the time. If you are an MFFL, this is the channel for you, so subscribe to Mavericks today. All right, Coop, on today's show, we're going to take a look at the top lineups the Mavs can use this season. How many did we cook up here? Like seven or eight?
7 or 8 of them.
All right, we got a long list here. Stick with us. I think it's only appropriate to start with the starting five, and that is what this is going to be right here, Coop. Luka, Kyrie, this is projected, of course. Josh Green, Grant Williams, Richaun Holmes. Maybe Dwight Powell starts at the 5. Maybe Tim Hardaway's a starter, but I doubt it. I think the only question is that 5 position, Coop.
Yeah, I think if there's no major changes between now and opening night, that's the starting 5 you're going to see take the court for the Mavericks. And I don't know if that's a disappointment because I think it's a slight upgrade. You make 2 changes there in Holmes and Grant Williams coming into the lineup. But it'll be a unit that's going to score a lot of points, I can tell you that. I'm just not sure how many teams it'll be able to defend. But it'll be fun, a lot of firepower.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think the theme of the season in a lot of ways is going to be how much can Luka and Kyrie just maximize out of each other. Like, if they're able to do that, this team will go a long way. Now, certainly there are going to be some deficiencies. I think you could use an upgraded center. We've talked about that quite a bit. But
I think they know that too. They still want an upgraded center. We've talked about that ad nauseum, and Mark Stein's reported that they would love to get Capella if he's back on the market. So I think if that opportunity arises here in the early fall, that they'll try to go address that need.
What do you guys think? If that's the starting 5, how do you guys feel about it? A, B, C, D, or F? I'd give it a solid B. I think the depth of this team is probably stronger than just any combination of 5 players that can go on the court at once. Obviously, Luka and Kyrie, that goes a long way. But most teams are going to have a better 3rd and probably 4th option than the Mavs will. So their starting 5's top heavy, but as a team, they're very deep. It's kind of funky to put that back and forth. I'd give it a B, Coop. What say you?
Yeah, I think a B sounds about right. It's obviously not perfect, but you do have the 2 mercurial superstars in Luka and Kyrie, so that makes up for a lot of things. And hopefully that'll make up for a lot of things this year as the Mavs try to get back to the playoffs.
You jump into the first rotation here, Coop.
So
walk us through this.
Yeah, this will be like when the Mavs make their first substitution 7 minutes into the first quarter. Luka will come out, Holmes will come out, Kyrie slides to the 1, Maxi comes in at the 5. And I think you'll also see Jaden Hardy and Tim Hardaway make appearances early in the rotation as well. I think especially Jaden Hardy, I think they're going to want to get him in early and often. I know the Mavericks used to do this, and obviously it's a different coaching staff, but the Mavericks used to do this with Jason Terry, where he'd be the first guy off the bench around 5 minutes into the game. I think the Mavs are going to try to do a similar thing with Hardy here.
Do you think that kid is going to go away from playing Luka the entire first quarter? Because he did that. He's done that quite a bit, where he plays the whole first and third quarter.
He's done that, and that's a Luka decision. Luka wanted to play the entire first quarter. I wonder if that changes this year with the different makeup of the roster, and maybe with them trying to make Luka more fresh as games go on, because I feel like by the end of games, we talked about this on the last show, it seemed like by the end of games he was just absolutely gassed, so maybe this is just another way for him to conserve energy. I will say this, Hardy and Tim together is not going to guard anyone on defense. Like I said again, they're going to score. I think this team is going to be a top 5 offensive team in the NBA. It's just a matter of the other end.
Yeah, and look, it could be interesting, like, where does Olivier-Maxence Prosper fit into things? Like, if this team early in the season is getting cooked defensively early, I do wonder if Prosper could check into these games a little bit earlier than we think, especially if there's not going to be another wing defender. So I think that's something to monitor. Again, these are just lineups that we're kind of projecting, having some fun with. But, yeah, I kind of tend to agree. Hardy and Hardaway is not going to play a ton of defense. And then if you add in like a Seth Curry who's checking in early too,
exactly.
we know he's not playing defense. So this team's going to be built to score. I still think they'll be better defensively overall, but
they have to be better defensively. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, no doubt. Speaking of defense, here's a defensive-laden lineup. Luka, Josh Green, Olivier-Maxence Prosper, Grant Williams, and Maxi Kleber. Obviously, Luka's not an elite defender, but we've talked about it plenty, Coop. When he locks in, he's at least solid, serviceable on that end, and the other 4 players are plus defenders in this league.
Call me crazy. Is this the best defensive lineup that they have? Because I I think these are the best 5 defensive players, including Luka. I mean, I think Maxi's your best rim protector. Grant Williams, your best overall defender, along with Josh Green. And then we saw what Prosper did in the summer league. So
the only thing I would counter with is Lively is probably a better defender than Luka, but where does he fit?
Exactly.
Like, you still need another guard, and it's not like Hardy's a better defender than Luka or Kyrie's a better defender than Luka. And we kind of think that Lively could get worked into the rotation early on. Like, it's not going to be – we don't know what his role is going to be. So, yeah, I mean – this is probably what it's looking like, where offensively Luka can just cook, and the other 4 guys can play defense.
This is the lineup you play if there's like 5 seconds left in a quarter and you have to sub someone in just to get one last stop. Yes. I think this is the kind of lineup you would end up playing there.
I could see that for sure. You called this one the Let's Get Crazy lineup.
I was kind of proud of this one. This is like a 2K lineup where you just put 4 guards and a forward out there and just run like crazy. Run and gun, shoot, spread the floor. Just have fun out there.
You can play 5 out.
This is basically what I would call just vibes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, you want to talk about being able to score the ball. You got 3 guys who can handle. You've got 5 guys who can play from the 3-point line and in. So, yeah, I mean, this would be an elite, like, you're playing at the YMCA
exactly.
type of lineup. Like, you don't care about, positional flexibility or, like, true positions, I guess. It's like, yeah, these 5 dudes can hoop, so let's put them out there.
I highly doubt this lineup ever gets used by Jason Kidd, but it would be fun to see regardless.
Yeah, this would be a fun 2K lineup, that's for sure. Luka Doncic, get the City Edition jersey.
Those jerseys are so fresh.
Look how fired up he is to rock the jersey. You can rock that same jersey right now by going to chatsports.com/LukaCity. That link is in the comments and in the description of this video. Pick one up today and represent Luka and the Mavs. I called this one the snipers only lineup, Coop. Sure, you could have Luka in the game, but I actually think these are your 5 best 3-point shooters. Jaden Hardy shot 40% last year, but smaller volume. I want to see him do it more. All 5 of these guys can catch and shoot threes, and in Kyrie's case, he can create it for himself as well. So, obviously in a late game situation, Luka's going to be in the game, but in a hypothetical world of we absolutely have to make a 3-pointer and get the best percentage guys out there, plus have some guard and forward combination, I think these would be the 5 you're looking at.
Yeah, these are your best 5 shooters here, pure shooters on the roster. And I think especially if Maxi Kleber has a bounce back year, I hope that he's healthy coming off of that surgery that he had. He's obviously going to miss the FIBA World Cup with, Dennis Schroeder talking all about that and going crazy on social media. But regardless, this team has a bunch of shooters out here, and I think that they probably need one more to really round out the roster to have a legit good shooting team of guys that can play as well. So I like this lineup. I'm not sure this lineup gets played a whole lot. Maybe this is more of a secondary lineup when Luka's out middle second, middle third quarter, when they're trying to gear up for, a comeback or something in the fourth quarter that they might need Luka to play in. I like this lineup.
I don't mind this lineup. I actually think this type of grouping could get some run. Now, the guards would get pushed around, obviously, but Grant Williams and Kleber can both switch. So you could actually trot this 5 out there for small stretches, I think, where Kyrie's running the point, Curry's just waiting on the wing to shoot, same with Hardaway, then Williams and Kleber in your front court and their defensive versatility. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if this 5 played together at some point this year.
While we've been doing this, the thought has kind of entered my head about how small the guards are outside of Luka. I mean, if he's not on the court, I think the guards might get pushed around a little bit regardless of who's out there.
Because Tim for a 2 has good size, but he's small for a 3.
Exactly.
Which in this lineup, he's a 3. So, yeah, I mean, you really are you're missing for this team to be oh my God, they're among the favorites to win the title. Upgrade at center and one more long guard wing. You're kind of that away. If you could get one of those between now and the trade deadline,
it'll be fun.
I think you'd feel pretty good about where you're at. This is the hangover lineup, they all got hammered in Miami. What do they call that? The Miami flu?
They're playing on January 18th, basically, is what you're saying, is this lineup on the second night of a back-to-back.
Yeah, Mike Miles, let's call you up from Frisco. We'll play you 25 minutes. Jaden Hardy's going to play about 40 minutes. Josh Green, you're still young. You can cure that hangover with, some lemon juice or whatever.
Lemon juice.
Olivier-Maxence Prosper, Dereck Lively Rooks, get out there. We're playing you 38 minutes. So This is Luka's hungover. We're gonna say he's got a sore hamstring. Kyrie, he's DNP personal reasons, whatever the case may be. We're having fun. We're probably taking the L, but
Mavs have had a couple of those in Miami over the last few years.
It's gonna be entertaining nonetheless. So that's what this lineup is. Which rookie is gonna have a better rookie season? Not career, not long term. This year, I think Prosper is going to play more, Coop, especially early on.
Yeah, Prosper is going to definitely get early rotation minutes, whereas Lively is probably going to be developed more and might even spend some time down in the G League, I think Prosper's defensive ability will get him on the court right away, and his size as well. His size, I didn't realize how big of a guy he was when I was watching him in the Summer League, so I like Prosper as well.
Both these guys are long. You know how, in dating, everybody's like, yeah, you've got a type. The Mavs had a type in the draft.
Oh, yeah.
They wanted length and defense, and that's what these two guys provide. Let us know what you guys think. Who's going to have the better rookie year, P for Prosper or L for Lively? All right, Coop, the closing lineup. Walk us through the explanations here.
So it's basically the starting lineup, but with Kleber instead of Holmes. I think Kleber gives you the three-point shooting and the rim protection that they're going to use late game. Maxi has been the closer for the Mavs down the stretch over the last few years, and I don't think that changes unless the Mavs make an upgrade at 5. And then you just have the normal starting lineup with Luka and Kyrie, obviously your two best players, and then your two best defenders there in Green and Williams.
Yeah, and I think, what Kleber provides too, even though he may not be like a pure 5, he can switch on pick and roll and hold his own with guards. So you like to have that late because you know that teams run a lot of pick and roll sets, especially in crunch time. So, I think in crunch time, if the flow of the game is abnormal, if Hardaway's got a 25-point game going or something like that, he'll probably be out there. But in most situations, based on the current roster, I do think this is probably the 5 that you would trot out there late. Let us know what the favorite lineup among the Mavs roster that you think the Mavs could use right now. 5 names, drop it right now in the comments. And if you want to be creative, go above and beyond, come up with the fun lineup name. The Hangover lineup is my favorite.
That was a good one.
Let us know what yours is. Jeffrey Cooperstein, Harrison Graham.
We'll see you.
We'll see you next time.